Getting into clean, I couldn't find products that worked because sadly mainstream makeup is toxic. There's a lot of ingredients in there that are hormone disruptors, cancer causing, like really bad things for your system. It's horrible and it's self-regulated, which is super sad. So once you see it, you can't unsee it, which is why I created MisMacK. So we're made right here in Canada, safe to use on all skin types, especially ones that are really prone to eczema and rosacea, all of that. So the only thing is if you have an allergy to a natural product. Yes, hon?
Like, I'm asking because I went a while without like trying different foundations and stuff.
Yeah.
Being able to find one that doesn't cause my eczema to flare up on my face.
Yes.
And I'm still looking.
Okay, yes. You should come in and see us. Yeah, so we have a store, as you guys know, we have a store right down on Alexander Street, and we do free pampering sessions all day, every day. So you can experience MisMacK, and we can match you and you can experience it. Yes, hon? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Where are you moving to? Okay, yes, you can order online on our website, and we ship globally right here from Salmon Arm. So please feel free to ask questions. We have only a short hour and this goes by really fast. So hold the questions to the end, because it's gonna go by really fast. So Beetlejuice makeup is all about accentuating that darkness around the eye, okay? And we're gonna make her look like she's come from the dead, okay? So step one is we're gonna take an all over blending brush. It looks like this guy. And we're gonna go right into your gameplay. Now, if you're doing this on yourself, it is fine to go like this. I'm gonna sanitize this after. If you're using it on someone else, please scrape, put it on the back of your hand, okay? But for time-wise, it's faster for me to do this, and then I will sanitize it after, just an FYI. Okay, I'm gonna get you to close for me. So we're gonna start with the blackness all the way around the orbital bone. So you guys know what your orbital bone is? Okay, your eye socket. So if you feel like the bone that's around your eye, we want to make sure that we're working with your bone structure. And we're going to be doing the eyes first. So you don't really need to take too much time. Kind of Beetlejuice is like the more messier, the better, okay? Starting in that center, and we're going to blend out. Okay, now I'm going to get you to look up for me, and way up to the sky. We're going to take this underneath chin down though for me, and then eyeballs up. Perfect. So now we're gonna take this underneath the eyeball, the lower part, and you can kind of feel where the eyeball is, and then there's the socket and then the bone. We wanna blend this out just past that bone. And then blending out. So step one, we're gonna do the same to the other side, okay? Close for me. So when we're doing theater makeup, I'm kind of known for more fashion compared to the traditional stage makeup. I like to mix fashion editorial with stage makeup when I did the opera. So very much where we're making it beautiful, not like the harsh highlight and contrast that you see from like traditional theater makeup. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. Close for me. So enhancing the areas that I wanna enhance, like the eyes and the lips and the skin. But you wanna think too, when you're doing theater makeup, is that person that's way up behind, way up there, they need to see your features. So that's why lips are usually overdrawn. Your contour is heavier, your highlight is heavier. Because you want to think that those lights as well, the way that they come down, can take away about 30% of what you have on. So we're just going to kind of make this messy. I'm going to need you to look up for me. Using that same brush. Now, if you're doing around your lower eye, press and pull away from you, okay? Don't just drag it and try to create the circle. When you press and pull down, you pull that product away from the eye, so your eyes aren't gonna water, okay? Then we're blending at the same time. And then buffing those edges out. Got an itch? All right. Beetlejuice is known for purple, right? Purple and green. we're gonna set this. So anytime you use a cream, this is a rule of thumb with any makeup application, is you need to use a powder to set it. So whether you're doing a cream blush, a cream eye, even like cream foundation, you need to use a powder. If not, it will move on you and it'll kind of slide off as you're performing. The other thing too is if you don't set it and you have camera flashing at you or pictures being taken, you're gonna look like you're sweating. Okay, we don't want that. We want it to be nice and matte, and so it's set. So I'm actually gonna use that same brush. I'm gonna go right into Magic Violet. So these guys are pure pigment. They've won 4 Global Clean Beauty Awards for Best Eye Color, and close for me. So now we're gonna go in and we're gonna set this. And we're gonna buff it in back and forth. It's all about creating that depth. So having that black first, if I was to go right in with that Magic Violet, the first step, we're not gonna create that depth. And you took up for me. Eyes to the sky, way up, perfect.
Open.
Open, yeah. Good job. And then we're gonna go dry and we're gonna buff that around to create that sort of dead look around the eye. So you guys see a difference that made, right? Okay, now we're gonna do the same to the other side and close for me. So, and you notice my pressure is really important. So when we're setting this, you wanna think that you're pressing that pigment into the cream. Your pressure is really important. When you start to do makeup, you can be really light because you're kind of scared. Don't be afraid, push it in there. Okay, I'll get to eyes to the sky. Okay. Now you want to think that your bone structure is really important. So what can happen if you go out of your bone structure? So your bone structure is really important when you're doing creative makeup or character makeup. So when you're using your bone structure, the character is going to merge with you. The moment you kind of go out of it is when the proportions aren't quite right. So when you're doing this, making sure that you're feeling your bone, okay, and just having that dead look of the blurred out of the purple just past that. The moment you go down, it looks off, okay? Does that make sense? Yeah, okay. Okay, now that the eyes are done, let's move on to the face. So I have a little kind of pack for you guys. So in your little sample pack, you have a cleansing balm and a skin oil, so you can remove your stage makeup at the end of the day. And you have an MM1 sample in there too, so you guys can all be dead during your production, okay? So we're gonna make her look eerie. Okay. MM1 is our lightest foundation, and it actually has a white undertone. Now I'm gonna mix a little bit of our Regal, which is the green, into it. This is gonna create that sort of like deadly look to the skin. And you don't need much. You're gonna mix it onto the back of your hand. So you can you see that? See how it kind of looks a little bit more like it's dead? We wanna neutralize any natural skin. It's called Regal. Regal, yeah. Oh my gosh. Right, we want that sort of like gross zombie look to the skin. Now, our pigment, remember, is pure pigment, so the more you add, the greener it's gonna go. We don't want it to be green, okay? We want it to be that zombie sort of lighter, where that white's still there, it's not pure green. We can always add, we can't take away. I am gonna go over her lips as well. Don't forget your hairline, you wanna push it into the hair. So you could actually probably do the stage makeup pretty fast, okay? It's not about it being perfect because those small little details no one's gonna see in the back row, even in the front row, okay? It's all about accentuating and adding boldness, not the perfection little detail of beauty. Does that make sense too? Right? When you think about the eye, when you're doing beauty, if you see it on TikTok or Instagram where it's a really detailed eye, for stage makeup, you're not gonna see that, okay? Now, even though she is dead, we still want to add contour and depth to the face and the bone structure. But before we do that, I am going to add a little bit of our blur setting powder to the skin so it stays and allows that veil to go over. Yes?
That looks so good. I really want to know that.
If you wipe your face, does your makeup
Yeah.
come off?
If you don't set it properly, yes. Okay? So setting is really important. Not a setting spray, with a setting powder. And that is the difference between a professional line too versus a mainstream consumer line, is how it holds up to light to heat to sweat. So rule of thumb, like if you do have an itch or anything, you're tapping, okay? Whenever you're doing makeup, or even your eye black, if you have eye black on the field, tapping is the best if you have an itch. If you accidentally wipe it, you might create a bit of a hole, but it's an easy fix. It's not gonna like slide right off. So the key is to set it. So blur setting powder has a little lock sifter. You'd put a little bit into the lid. With a powder brush, we're gonna pat. This has zero color to it, but it's gonna create that soft veil for us to go in and do the contour without it sticking. And that's what makes it stay. You can feel that, hey? Okay. What is contour? Did someone ask that? Okay, do you know what? No, that is a valid question. Okay, definition of contour is to push away. Definition of highlight is to push forward. So when we're contouring the face, we're pushing back particular areas of your bone structure to make them look more enhanced. So we're all gonna do this together. You're gonna grab your knuckles, okay? I'm gonna take my glasses off. You're gonna start at your temple. You're gonna go down over your bone until you feel the hollowness of your cheekbone. Feel that? Okay, and if you put your finger forward, you can feel your bone actually go straight across, okay? That is where we contour our cheekbones so they pop out forward, okay? Right? Does that make sense? Okay. So when you're looking for your guides, now on the internet, there's a whole bunch of misinformation where you see a bunch of the line. I know, right? What? What? I know, get away. Who knew? Yeah, so it can make it look very convoluted, and you'll notice that everyone looks exactly the same. Here at MisMacK, I'm all about enhancing your beautiful natural bone structure. So how we feel that is we're taking our fingers and we're feeling for that bone, okay? We're not doing this and going down to our lip. No, because it droops droops your face, okay? We're feeling for our actual guide for our bone, okay? The other one that you want to feel is you can feel how you have your temple here, right? Okay? That's another part that we're going to push back. Because when these 2 points are pushed away, and you'll see this on our beautiful model, our cheekbones are kind of come out at us, okay? This is really important when we're doing stage, so we can see that definition, especially when we're trying to make someone look dead, is to push these contour areas back. Okay, how are we gonna do that? Your tools are really important. The brush that I used for her skin was our foundation brush. You saw how fast that was? When you try to do this with your fingers, what happens is you push the product on top of the skin, and it makes it kind of messy and hard to blend in. When you use a brush, it pushes it into the skin and makes it faster, okay? And all of our brushes are labeled so you know which is which. Yes, hon?
What about a beauty blender?
Beauty blenders they're kind of, I don't recommend them, because you can get the same effect as a brush, and they're a haven for bacteria. So especially if you have any of those skin issues. Yes, hon?
Is there any special process you need to go through for washing?
Yes, that is a great question. There is. We'll get to that at the end. Question? Same question. Okay, cleaning your brushes is really important. I'll go through that at the end. Hopefully I have a brush cleaner in my bag. If not, you can hand wash them. Yes?
Wait, how many types of brushes are there?
That's a fair question. Did you? So in MisMacK, we actually have 15 different individual brushes. Okay, skin-wise, but we can simplify it, okay? When you're doing your skin, you want at least 3, okay? You don't want to mud them. Foundation, your powder for setting, and then your contour. Eyes, though, I literally just use the one, okay? Simple, easy. There is a billion different ones for eyes for different details, right? So we've simplified it. And there's different tools for different blending. The other one that we do have is large crease brush that I'm gonna be using for detail on her. That's actually in the little kit that I've made for you guys that'll be available at the end of the day. So you have your one brush, this will do your eyes too.
Free makeup brushes?
No, well, it's in your kit. You have to purchase it. So you have to get your mom. Yeah, if you wanna buy it, yes. Yes. Was there another question? We're good? The last one that we will be using is a lip brush. Yes. $50, and it includes in the kit, I'm trying to think here, we'll use focus lipstick, so instead of the cream that we used on here, you can use it on the eyes as well. It includes your Gameplay Eye Black, your Regal to set it with the green, and then your brush as well. So it's actually a $98 value for 50 bucks. So, and then in your little sample kit, you get your foundation and your cleansing in there too, that you guys all get to take home. Okay, contour. We're gonna take the contour brush. We're gonna go into Regal. Okay, we're gonna lightly dip off. Remember when we felt for where we were feeling for, yeah, there you go. Now, your starting point is really important. You wanna think that your first touch point is gonna be your darkest, which is why we do not wanna start here, okay? We wanna start right back on the nub of our ear, okay? We all have that little nub, it's called the tragus. Feel that? That's where we wanna start. So I'm gonna turn you this way for me. Other way. Okay, so tip onto that little tragus, onto that nub. We're gonna brush forward. Okay. And then forward. See, right? So now because it's green, traditionally when we do everyday makeup, you would not use green, okay? But for stage, for Beetlejuice uses green because we want him to look dead, okay? The next one, I'm gonna take whatever's left over into the temple back. So see, when these 2 points are pushed back, the top of the cheekbone comes forward. The other thing that you could do for the character that is playing Beetlejuice to give a little bit more of a dynamic effect is you can take that green and buff it around the edge of the hairline too. You can also take this into the hair. So it's also a great color I did this for Halloween on myself. And you can use it wet and go right into your hair, and it'll make your hair kind of have that greeny, mossy, dead look. Okay, last one. We want to make sure we're emphasizing the bone of our jaw. So behind your ear, under the jaw. And down, okay? Now we're gonna do the same to the other side. So forward, back, and under. Now, if we did not have that veil of powder over top of the skin, what do you think would happen? Make it mushy, okay? We're kind of right. Yes, hon? Exactly, and it would stick. So you wouldn't be able to see how I can get that really beautiful blend and it looks like kind of a stripe and it fades off. If it didn't have it, what's gonna happen is that pigment's gonna stick to that cream and you're not gonna be able to move it and you're gonna get a really dark spot of pigment. So that's why it's really important to have a setting powder so you can create that like watercolor to the skin. And then behind. Now, depending on your Beetlejuice look that you're doing, I am actually gonna use a different brush here. We can create some green eyebrows. So you can use a lip brush for this or you can use an angle brush for this. And I'm going into that same green and defining her brows with it. So see, that just adds that just extra little bit of detail. Now with the same green, you know how he kind of has those like kind of spider lines on his skin or like looks like moss is coming out of his areas? This is where you can take that large crease brush and we can make it look dead around the lip. So this is a little bit of like special effects makeup too, where the more random and unperfect it is, the better. So when you go into the forehead, and you can kind of make it look like a bit of a vein, being very jagged. Do it on the nose. But he usually has them coming out of the lip, right?
Do you want it to be symmetrical in this case? Or
Not necessarily, no. No, the better, the more like off it looks, because when you're dead, it's not symmetrical, right? The where you do want it to be symmetrical is in the contour, right? We don't want to go out of those boxes. And the eyes, right? Because you don't want one eye to be higher than the other, because then you're really going to see that from the background. So you want to try to make those as symmetry as possible, contour as symmetry as possible. But when you're getting into like the fine details of like those veins or any of the mossiness, fly at her. Yes, hon?
What does it look like if you add too many details?
Too many details, it'll go muddy. You won't have that. So there is a fine line when less is more, right? And I've done it too, where I've done makeup where I'm like, I should have held back. Trial run when you're doing it for stage is really important. So just as you do like a run through when you're doing a production like you guys are doing tomorrow, do a run through of your makeup, okay? That's what I did with the opera, is actually what I would do, and I can print these off for you, is they're called croquis, don't ask me how to spell it, or face charts, where you can create your makeup with the makeup on a piece of paper of a face, and then you can transfer it to yourself. So you can get your design out of your head and onto the paper, and then you can transfer it onto yourself afterwards. And this is where I've had ones where I've done it for the opera, I've had it in my head, and I've done it on the paper, and it looked horrible, right? And then I redid it again, knew where to kind of pull back, and then it was a winner too. Being a key makeup artist as well, usually you have a team when you're doing a big theater, where I'm creating the looks for the team, and then they have to recreate what my idea is. And having these face charts up on the mirror is their guides too of what we're looking for. But do a trial run for anyone who's Beetlejuice here. You're Beetlejuice here. Okay, do a trial run. There's two Beetlejuices. Okay, do a trial run. Even when you're doing, do you do a full costume run too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, makeup, all of it. Yep, all of it. And then get feedback from the team too of like, should I add more? Should I add less? Because you can't see what it looks like from back there, right? And then we'll get into the lips. So for this particular look, I'm just gonna do a blacked out lip. So you can see two options here. Actually, no, this is the actually easier one first. I'm actually gonna do the viral Beetlejuice lip, okay, first, because then I can fill it in, it's super easy. So to create the Beetlejuice viral lip, all you have to do is pucker your lips like this, okay? You're gonna go like this. You're gonna create all those lines, you're gonna stay like that, okay? You're gonna paint over it with a light stroke. And then go normal, and then that's the Beetlejuice lip. Right? How easy is that? So all you have to do is make sure that you're not moving, you're going as tight as you can with your lips. You don't even need a brush, you could even just go straight over with the gameplay. Release, and it creates that. So once it's released, what I do like to do is take the black and do an outline, like a lip liner. The other cool thing that you can do is you can do a solid like white underneath, or a solid, we have, yeah, like a light green. You don't want to do the dark green on top of dark because you won't see the detail. You want to do something really light underneath and then put the black over top to get that contrast. The other one that I've seen too is this around the eyes. All right, so how do you guys want to see how you do it around the eyes? Sure, okay. Let's do it with the green. Let's see if this is right. Okay, so what I'm gonna need to do is I'm gonna get like this, like really squint up, okay? Perfect. You're gonna dust over it. Okay, and release. So see how it gives you that little bit of a spidery sense there? And then again on this side, really go. You're so young that you don't have many lines, so it's very soft. Okay, and open for me. Cool. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go into your lips. And then if you really wanted to get creative, depending on your time frame, is you can get like fake moss from the dollar store or Michael's, and you can glue it onto those areas if they're coming out of the face, right? And how you would glue it on is you would get lash glue, okay? The green duo looks like this guy. If I have one here. So, green duo looks like this guy, okay? You can get it at Walmart. That's what you would use to glue on any pieces of the skit for any like moss that's coming out. Pardon? Duo, D-U-O. Yeah, green and white, non-toxic. Not hot glue. No, 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 lash glue, not hot glue. Do not put hot glue on your skin. Okay. So option 1 of the lip, so really great for like background if you're not the main character and you're still wanting to pull in that Beetlejuice-esque feel. And then, of course, we can fill it all in black. Which, for the main character, that's what I would suggest. Okay. And then the other one, because that focus lipstick is actually in your guys' kit, so instead of the purple, you would use the cream with your shadow brush. And this kind of gives more of like a deadly look too, compared to a purple. So, you can buff it around that eye. That's gonna give you even more of a dead look. So see how adding that extra little layer of the focus lipstick around that eye gives that even more deadly look to the, you can do this around the lip too.
And this is that focus?
This is the focus lipstick, yeah. So same thing, you could smudge this around the lip first.
Smudge it around the lip first?
Yeah, and then do your black, yeah. But really, for me, what I always do is I look at a picture on Pinterest. Like I will still, even when I do my Halloween makeups, I'll look at Pinterest and then for my inspiration, and then I'll kind of recreate based off of that. Because it'll never look the same. You put your own essence and your own skills into it, right? It's just kind of a stepping stone for your visual guide of like, okay, I like this. Or you can pick different details of your Pinterest board too. Like I like this eye, I don't really like this lip, I like this skin. And that is our Beetlejuice-esque look. Would you like a mirror? Let's see, let's give you one that's.
Oh, God.
Charlotte's using it first time. I gotta get pictures. Bro. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Now I got something to add to it. Hold on.
So, and then same for, so going into like details with that focus, you can go over the green areas to give that extra little bit of depth.
No, we're BFFFF. No.
Right, you gotta get the full look on it. So now I'm just adding, so Megan, I'm adding a little bit of that focus to the contour to create that depth with this brush here, the brush that's in the kit. So you can do actually quite a bit with this little crease brush. You could do the entire eye with it and then clean off the gameplay and then go in. You might, depending on the lighting, find that you need that extra oomph of the focus into the contour to create that depth. If not, it might look flat. But I always recommend doing the full makeup trial or run through and then watch how it performs, watch how, like, I always think like, oh, how can I make this better? How can I make it more impactful? Yeah.
So would we do makeup during the dress rehearsal?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, hon? Yeah. Yes, hon?
You said that you should be generous with your skin, but at the same time, you don't really push it in.
It's exactly. So there's a fine line when you're like not soft and like when you're too soft and you're pushing it into the skin. When you're using the correct brushes, you don't have to worry about it damaging your skin, okay? And especially when you're using like ours, they're not gonna hurt you, okay? But if you're too gentle, you're not going to get the application. It's gonna take you a long, long time. So really just like get it in there. Don't be afraid to push it around, push it into the skin. The more like kind of firmer you are with your blending of your edges, the easier it's gonna be, okay? Okay, and now brush, I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of a brush theory. So brush theory, okay? This is called obviously the bristle. This is what we call the ferrule, the handle of the brush. And this is obviously the handle, the ferrule, the bristles. Where you wanna hold your brush when you're doing your makeup, it's like a pencil, okay? You're holding at the end of the ferrule. Not out here like you see on YouTube, okay? When I'm out here, see how like wiggly, and it's quite actually over time, it can affect your wrist. You wanna hold it like a pencil so you can get in there and you can blend and be done, right? The other thing that YouTubers do it like this is so you can see the camera, because when you're like this, you can't see it, right? But when you're doing makeup for stage or on someone else, you wanna make sure that you're holding it like a pencil, okay?
So
and
for people who aren't Beetlejuice,
yeah.
you just focus on contour.
Contour, yep. Lips, like it's kind of fun for everyone to have like that kind of Beetlejuicy lips. And then just kind of white, it depends on the characters too. I'm not too sure what the play entails, but yeah, focusing on contour. If they're like ghosts, you can fade them out, but contour is important, lips are important so you can see their features. Yeah. Yes?
Do you still add, like, just, like not that much at all, like a little bit of blush?
No, not for Beetlejuice because he's dead, okay? If you were just regular stage makeup, yes.
Cheerleaders and all those, yes. You guys,
Yeah.
this is like Beetlejuice.
This is like Beetlejuice. But if you're like the cheerleader, because they're like are you guys the dead cheerleaders? Just regular cheerleaders, then yes. Okay, yes. Yes, hon?
Do you have to buy a kit?
No, you don't have to at all. No. No. No.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
so confused. The company's
Yeah.
buying a kit.
Yeah. Yes. Come. We will have one on hand. Yes. Yeah.
So the kit is just for practice.
So the theater
Yeah, kids, like, it's just
Yeah.
something that if you want to have like a little, yeah.
Yeah. If you want a little kid, you want a little MisMacK at home.
It has other things you can do with it.
Yeah. So much you can do with it. It's pretty fun. Yes. Do you have a question? Oh, you're stretching. Okay. Any other questions? Does that? Yeah.
For everybody else, they have to wear pretty much a generic makeup because they're changing costumes
Yes.
and characters?
Yeah.
But same principles.
Same principles. Yeah. Same principles, especially contour. Yes.
When is the window for purchasing the kit?
That's actually a really great question. I have them here with obviously today, but how long is when does the?
We go up next week on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, yeah, up until you guys' production. Also, in your little sample bags here, I'll pass those out. You can't use this on the kit because the kit is already like 50% off, if not more. Oh. Yes. So these are your little freebies that you get to take home. So in it is your cleansing balm. So to remove your stage makeup at the end of the day. Your skin oil, which is your moisturizer. And then your MM1 foundation to blur you out, okay? To make you dead. No, there's two different ones. These are, and then inside is a $15 off coupon to use in store. You cannot use them with the kits though, okay? Here you are. Do you want to pass them out? Sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're welcome. Because when you are using stage makeup, it is important to take care of your skin. You do not want to have breakouts or issues. Yes, someone had a question. Did someone raise their hand? Nope. Right? So cleansing balm, what you want to do is you want to add, that'll give you a couple times to use. You only need like a pea-sized amount. You're going to get it wet. You're going to go over your face and wipe it off. The little oil is your moisturizer, okay? Use that day and night. It's going to help with eczema and any other skin issues. Yes, hon?
We can just buy it in store.
Yep. We have them here today too. Ideally is to take them home today, but we will have them at store until the end of the production. Yes.
I didn't see. So, how moisturizer are? Do the lipsticks work? Or do they like really dry?
Yes, they do. So our lipsticks are moisture locking. So they're gonna lock in the moisture of the lips. Pardon? Hanging off of it, so think of it, use it like a treatment, okay? So use it until you're like, give it like a couple days. Even though this is a really dark one, use it like a balm. Anytime your lips feel dry, apply it. You can even sleep with it on, and in 3 days, they'll be nice and healed. The other one with the oil and the balm, use the balm as a lip treatment at night before you go to sleep, okay? Because it's natural, this is actually a really great question. I'm gonna get everyone to shh, okay. This is actually a really great question about do the lipsticks smudge? So our products are professional performing. They're also pure pigment. So anything that has a staying power, you see this with like Revlon Color Stay, Maybelline Color Stay, anything that has like 24-hour wear is highly toxic, which is why we do not have anything in MisMacK that has that. So with our Focus lipstick that's in the kits that I use to to add that extra detail, they will actually stain your lips, so that color will be there over time. But they will kind of move just a tiny little bit, but they're not like the 24-hour liquid lip staying power. We actually, I think over time, we eat like 200 lipsticks in a woman's lifetime. It's insane. Yeah, like it's insane. From like up until you die if you hit your 80s. So it's crazy. We want to make sure that we're not putting toxins into your system. Yeah.
Explain, they now have these kits and they're like, what are these things? So
yes, and what they are. So in there, you have two little pots. One is the white, that's your MM1 foundation to blur you, to like make you look dead, okay? Other two ones are your skincare. So the little pot that looks like a little balm, that's it's like not clear, but like dense. That's your cleansing balm and your eye makeup remover. So you're gonna put a little bit onto the back of your hand. Don't take the full pot. That will give you at least 3 to 5 uses. You're gonna put it into your hand, you're gonna get it wet, you're gonna massage everything, get everything all messy, you're gonna wipe the day away, okay? Especially at the end of the day. The little dropper is your skin oil, that's your moisturizer. So that's gonna go over top at the end of the day. It's gonna help with acne, it's gonna help with eczema, rosacea to really nourish your skin. So it really does help with hormonal acne too. So your skin's all prepped and ready to go. Yes?
So this is basically colloidal silver.
Pardon?
So this is basically colloidal silver.
No, it's not colloidal silver, it's an oil, hun. Yeah. But I love that you know that.
My mom is a big fan of my store.
Is she? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we don't have any colloidal silver in our products, but she is going to want that. I know, that's what I figured. Yes, son.
After being here, I'm going to like and subscribe to your channel.
Amazing. I'll make sure, actually going to end this so we can